Welcome back to In the Kitchen with Joel. Thank you for joining. Today we're switching it up and we're going to make a cocktail. So if you were watching the episode on mac and cheese, you'll remember that I had some egg white left over. And so you don't throw away your egg whites when you're saving yolks. You save your egg whites, throw them in tomorrow's breakfast, or even better, make a whiskey sour, nice and foamy with your egg white. Now, there are two ways to make a whiskey sour. One is with that egg white, and that's what we're going to do today, and the other is without. So it's the same ingredients, the only difference is the egg white. If you're not using an egg white, you're going to use a short glass like that, and if you are using the egg white, you're going to use a tulip style glass like that, or a coupe glass. Now, a whiskey sour has three main ingredients. We'll just leave the egg white out of the conversation for a moment. Three main ingredients: whiskey, something to make it sour, and something to make it sweet. So today's whiskey, I'm going to use Crown Royal. For something sour, I'm going to use lemon. That's pure lemon juice. You can squeeze your own lemon if you like as well. And for something sweet, I'm going to use simple syrup, which I've made here myself. And simple syrup is really easy to make. You've probably heard of it before. Simple syrup is just simply sugar and water. It's as simple as that. So a 50-50 ratio, take some water, a cup of sugar, or half a cup and half a cup, whatever the ratio, throw it on the stovetop, bring it up to just short of a boil, stir it up until the sugar is all dissolved, and you've got simple syrup. But what you want to do is do it in advance, and make that in advance, and then leave it in your refrigerator, because you don't want putting hot sugar water into your icy cold drink. So what I make mine with is turbinado sugar. That's the container for this one. That's why my sugar water looks like that, darker brown. So a lot of drinks, it'll be a lighter color, and that'll just change the color of your cocktail. You can use the other sugars as well. I like the turbinado. It's cane sugar. It's a little bit more natural than regular sugar. So those are the main ingredients. Now I've got a couple of other things, or one other thing here. I've got some orange bitters. If you don't have bitters, don't worry about it. Bitters is just something to make your cocktails a little bit different than the one you had yesterday. And so I'm going to put a little orange bitters in just to complement the orange rind that I'm going to garnish the drink with. Now, a sour is, like I said, three things. And so this is a whiskey sour with whiskey, about 2 parts whiskey, 1 part something sour, which is our lemon, and 1 part something sweet. And so you can make a variety of drinks knowing that basic premise. 2 parts of your alcohol or your spirit, 1 part of each something sour and something sweet, and now you can make a whole variety of drinks. A margarita, for example, is 1 part or 2 parts tequila and 1 part lime. It's not the lemon, but a lime, and 1 part Cointreau, or something orange flavored. And so essentially a margarita is a sour, just swapping out some of the ingredients, but the ratios are about the same. And once you start thinking in those terms, you can see how pulling in and out different parts of the puzzle, one of the 3 ingredients, and swapping it for something else, just gives you something completely different. You can play around with that. So let's get started. We've got our rye. Like I said, I'm going to do 2 parts. So 2 ounces of rye. Now, if you like it a tiny bit sweeter and you prefer your bourbon, by all means, whiskey sour with bourbon. Fantastic. 1 part. And 1 part. Now, if you're having a party and you're making a lot of these, you want to get a bottle of this, which is pure lemon juice. Or spend an hour and squeeze a bunch of lemons and have them in advance. You don't want to be squeezing lemons while your guests are waiting for their cocktails. So now everything is in there, and I'm going to put in, well, almost everything. Now I'm going to put in the egg. Now there was 2 egg whites in here, and so I'm going to put 1 egg white into the mix. Now and I'm going to add my orange bitters, a couple of dashes, 2, 3, 4, 5, just something to make it a little different. And now I'm going to shake it up. Now, if you don't have a shaker, you're not going to be able to make this with the egg white. So if you don't have a shaker, don't worry about it. Just don't use the egg white. Just put in a glass, a large mixing glass, one like that, and stir it up so it's nice and cold. And then pour it all into your glass with the ice in it. In this case, we're not going to serve it with ice. So there's two parts to the shake. The first part, you've got egg white, is called the dry shake. And that means there's no ice in here to chill it up, but it's getting nicely shaken and nice and frothy. And as you can see, dripping out the top. But it is nice and frothy. Now we add some ice and give it another shake. You can feel on the outside of the pan how cold it's getting. That's what you're going for. And then pour away. Garnish. Play around with your garnishes. You can do anything you like with these. Since I put a little orange flavor in, I'm going to garnish with an orange. Just like that. I'm also going to take the orange rind and just squeeze some of that all around that essence, and then give it a little twirl around the outside so you get that orange flavor when you sip on it. And there it is, the Whisky Sour. It's that easy. Enjoy.